Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another Warframe video here on the channel. Now today, as you can see on the news tab right there, Deep Archimedea, the hotfix is now out for Dante Unbound, which means that this week you have just been given an extra 5 Netracell search pulses, which you can use either for the Netracells or for the new mission, which is Deep Archimedea. Now I do believe you only get the Deep Archimedea rewards once per week, so I don't know how worth it is using it 2 or 3 times. But we will find that out because Luke has already done it, so he can test that for us in this video. So yeah, just bear in mind that this week you have been given an extra 5 Netracell search pulses. What we need to do, we need to head directly to the Sanctum Anatomica. Now, it is also worth noting that there were a lot of summer chords throughout this update. If you want to listen to any of those summer chords, please go and check out those videos on my channel. They'll be coming out over the next few days. And when we go into the Sanctum, we will get a lovely little message from Lloyd. So let's sit and listen.
Now that Lloyd and the Carvier have settled in, I feel I can be of more use. The laboratories are for research after all. Science is calling. Henceforth I shall be dividing my time between the upper necrolisc and down here in the Sanctum Anatomica.
Okay, we can do that. So down here, there is now Necroloid as well, by the looks of it. And Necroloid is upstairs at this little bit here. So, this is Deep Archimedea. So Deep Archimedea, you can take their loadouts. If you equip each of the things that they suggest, you get extra research points. More research points gives you better rewards, but it can also make the mission more difficult. So, the way that Deep Archimedea works is tiers enemy levels 250 to 275. You get research points based on the difficulty. There are 3 missions that you have to do in a row without leaving. As always, there are the restrictions of empowered enemies. Respawns are not active. And consumables are also restricted. Now, if you increase your research points to 5 research points, you can get the common rewards of an Archon Shard or a Melee Arcane. Uncommon rewards are Melee Arcane Adapter or a Tau-Forged Archon Shard. That is the same for 10 research points. If you go up to 15 research points, you also get 3 Intrati Lanthorns. Then at 20 research points, your chances of the rarer rewards, such as the Tau-Forged Archon Shard, increase. And then at 25 research points, adds an additional risk variable to each mission while increasing the enemy level. This yields more research points per mission, putting the highest reward pools within reach. That is the Elite Archimedea mission. So just be warned, Elite Archimedea is incredibly difficult. So this is supposed to be one of the hardest possible things you can have. So, let's go for some research points. We're not going to go for maximum, I don't think, here, because the Warframe choices I've got a Frostober and a Wukong, which, I mean, I could go for Wukong Prime, maybe. But the primary weapons, I don't know. Hey, Luke, do we have the same weapons, do you know? Okay, so we have very different. Ooh, okay. Oh, I haven't even looked at that yet. Should I try doing this with Wukong Prime, do you reckon? We'll try it with Wukong Prime. For my primary, I've got to use Tigris. Tigris Prime. I don't even think I've got could you? I'm gonna use the Eden for my melee because they are letting me use that, which is good. I've also got to have either a kick gun later or twin vipers for my secondary. So we'll be back when we go into it. So guys, for this first one, we're actually going to try it with everything. So I've got a full loadout as defined in the individual parameters, which means I've got Wukong Prime, Tigris Prime, a kick gun for my secondary, and then for my melee I have the Eden. Then for my personal modifiers, I have lethargic shields, which means that my shield recharge delay is increased by 500%. Transference distortion, which means I can't transfer into my operator. Knife step syndrome, which means that I take 2 damage on my health per second whilst moving. If I jump, that pauses the effect. And finally, energy exhaustion. Lose 2 energy per second for each enemy within 10 meters of you. The way that you have this one here as well is there's also some variables on each one. So just to make it a little bit harder. But this is not going to be easy. So without further ado, let's unlock the Deep Archimedea and begin our research.
Prepare for all phases. The experiments Master and Trati began are irreplaceable. Cooking clean would be my preference. I'd rather not endure the bomber king from Lloyd. That will surely fall. Should make a dog's breakfast of this.
I hope we get people joining this, because doing this just the 2 of us is not going to be easy. So we will load into the first mission. So here we are, an exterminate mission. Go on, Luke. So, Luke, how many research points are you going for here, by the way? How many research points are you going for? Are you going for the max? Not being able to heal is going to be so difficult. Because I can't use my operator to heal, which is normally my tactic. So how am I going to heal myself in this? This is going to be an interesting... I am Wukong, that is true, but still. I'm taking damage when I'm walking. Yeah, I'm going to have to use cloud walking, actually. That is a fair point. I forgot that ability exists. I've not used Wukong in a long time. There is a Gruzling. The Gruzling should give us some good rewards. Right, we'll pause just a sec. So, let's get straight to it. Having to be within 15 meters of an enemy makes you play this really weirdly, and especially do you know what makes it worse, yeah? One of my personal modifiers, yeah, is I've got to... if I'm within 10 meters of an enemy, I lose energy. Yeah. That's so... Yeah, I think personal modifiers we might have had the same. Seeing level 250 enemies is so, like, painful when you've got all of these modifiers on you. This is... The way I see this, yeah, it's like Halo Skulls. No, it's a very similar concept, isn't it? It's a very similar concept to activating Halo Skulls. The way... I hate saying the word skulls, because it always sounds like I'm saying schools. And I'm not. Right. We're getting there through this first mission. What was the second one? Oh, the second one's alchemy. Ooh. Ooh. What's the modifier on the alchemy though? Oh. When you're holding what? Oh my god, so the alchemy one is if you pick up an amphor, it puts that status on you. That's so horrible. No. That could be awful. Also, did we get a fourth person join? Oh, for God's sake. We don't need our fourth person to leave. This could be the best thing they've ever put in this game. Oh my god, there's a rogue void rig. No, it's not fun. There's a rogue bone widow. I am invulnerable for 30 seconds. That is one of the best things they could have possibly given me. We need to get rid of the Bone Widow and the Void Rig now. We're not far off now. However, I do confess I am getting really concerned about the giant Bone Widow and Void Rig problem we have. Yeah, 2 more kills and it's either Eximus or those big necromechs. I do not have the greatest loadout, but I can deal some damage. Yeah, that Void Rig's Necro Web is really annoying. So now we just bounce straight into the second mission, don't we? Alright, let's bounce straight into the second mission. Alchemy. What? So for the first mission, I've just been told I got an Amber Archon shard. Oh wait, is that filling up the research bar? I didn't realise it worked that way. Okay. So we've already got our first reward then, Amber Archon shard. I like this. Good rewards. So folks, as you load in, you have that little swirly loading thing as you just load straight into the second mission. You do still have the same modifiers from before, and for the alchemy mission you must complete not 1 but 2 crucibles. Now obviously we're not going to sit here and make you watch 2 full crucibles worth of content. but we are going to show off some parts. For example, when you pick up these amphors, they will affect you with the status on the amphor. You pick up an electric amphor, you will be taking electric damage over time. You pick up a fire amphor, you're burning. It's very simple to understand, but not exactly the easiest thing to play. This might make this mission a little bit more challenging. So keep in mind, guys, not only do you have the modifiers that you choose for yourself, and obviously if you choose for the loadout specified, you have that as well, you also have modifiers on the missions themselves, making your life just that little bit more tricky. So, good luck when you come to do this, and we'll take a quick break as we go for the lovely Grusling. So this is just your friendly reminder once again, guys, that whilst you are doing the alchemy missions, not only do you need to fill each crucible with the amphors that you require, you must then convert it. The conversion process works similarly to the volatile mission on Railjack. So all you need to do is keep the heat within the specified parameters by opening vents to lower the heat. The heat does not necessarily always need to be within the specified parameters in this mission, as it will still work but a little bit slower if you are outside the specified range. Once you reach 100% conversion, that is one crucible complete, and then you simply need to move on to your second crucible, which will be most likely a different element. In this situation, we have just made, what was it? Fire and electricity, which is radiation. We've now got toxin and electricity, which gives us corrosive. Once you complete your second crucible and the conversion, you may then extract from the mission. Before then, suffer the consequences of what you have done to yourself. Just to unpause the video briefly for around 30 seconds, guys, just to show you the pure chaos of this mission. We have a rogue Bone Widow Eximus here, Life Leech Eximus as well, and it is level 262. It has been alive for the majority of the mission so far, and to be perfectly honest with you, it's getting quite painful to try and fight against. So, there is that. Right. Another thing then that is really worth noting with these missions is just purely the level of difficulty with how frequently enemies are spawning in. You don't get a break. They're constantly spawning. A lot of them are going to end up being your, what's it called as well? No. Oh no, that's evil. I wanted to test something. I wanted to see what using my necromech would be like in this mission. I can't use my necromech because I can't use transference. Oh no, that is horrible. So that is just yet another thing that will make this mission even more challenging than you first anticipate. These missions are finally some true endgame content for Warframe, and as such, that is very much reflected in the level of difficulty being incredibly high. These missions are not like your Netrocells. People say about Netrocells being like a high difficulty mission. They were compared to anything we had before, but they still weren't exactly hard. This is hard for good reason. The rewards you will get from this are insane. So, let's get straight to it. Here we are finishing off the alchemy mission, but then how far will they make us run once we complete Crucible number 2? They are making us run a grand total of 815 meters. Wow. When I take damage every step I take. Brilliant. Love that. Honestly, I feel like if you've got that modifier, the only way you're going to get through this mission is simply by bullet jump and air rolling. Like, I mean, yeah, it's something a lot of people do already, but there's just no chance you want to leave the feet on the ground because it's too painful to do that. So, without further ado, we're going to extract and go straight into mission number 3. Alright. Here we go. Going into the third and final mission. Loading into a really powerful disruption. The rewards we got from that as well was a melee crescendo arcane. Plus, we also got 3 Intrati Lanthorns as a bonus reward. Plus another bonus of 3 Intrati Lanthorns. I've just found the Whisper. I'm not opening the Whisper. I'm not fighting a level 275 Steel Path Whisper. Thank you very much. So, the way that the disruption works in your Deep Archimedea mission is simple. You must complete 8 conduits. Every conduit will be attacked by 2 demolishers. The demolishers will either be Bone Widow or Necromech Voidrigs. It'll be one or the other. They might not even come from the same direction, therefore meaning you need to work as a team to take them down before they get to the conduit and destroy it. Honestly, good luck. I will show you some snippets of it as we go through the mission, but for now, let's get straight to it. So here we have an example, guys, which I will show you for the very first of the conduits that we do. As you can see, we've come over here and there is 2 Demolisher Bone Widows. They are level 250. You have got to take both of them down to complete the conduit. I've always wondered what happens if you run out of time on a conduit. Like, do you succeed or do you fail? And also, Luke, are you getting any more rewards for this, or have you already got your, like, is the rewards only a one-time thing, or what? Okay. So you've not unlocked Elite Archimedea. What is Elite Archimedea? That's what I wonder. I mean, we'll find out after this, I guess. So here we are with the second conduit, guys. I'm just going to get this one in the video as well, because this one is 2 Demolisher Voidrigs, which, as I'm sure you guys know, Voidrigs can be incredibly hard to kill. But they're coming from different directions, which is a problem, because how do you deal with both at the same time? Simple answer, you might not. I mean, me and this guy are stopping this one. Is Luke going to be able to stop the other one on his own? No, he is not. What? That now means we have to do a round 3. This mission will get very, very hard, very, very quickly. So here we are, guys, the end of the second round of conduits. We've only succeeded where the Bone Widows are. Voidrigs are incredibly hard to stop. As we know, Voidrigs are the more tanky ones slightly anyway. They seem to be quicker, and they seem to shrug off anything that you throw at them. And also, enemies have health regen in this mission, which makes it just that little bit harder. We have done 4 out of 8 conduits. Let's see if we can complete 4 more without dying enough times. Honestly, destroying Bone Widows isn't too hard to do, actually. Destroying Voidrigs is another story, but that 10-0 fire rate boost might be useful enough to just about clinch the Voidrigs, especially if they come from the same direction. You might be able to hold them up nice enough. So we need to use the conduits wisely to try and give us good enough boosts to kill them, but obviously what the conduit gives you is random, so there's no way you can decide what order to do, which makes it just that little bit harder. But 5 out of 8, let's keep going. So guys, it seems that even with none other than the Voidrigs, you can do it with a 10-0 fire rate boost. I mean, obviously, if you have powerful weapons, you might not struggle as much anyway. but with someone like me, with the weapons I have been chosen for me by the game, it's not exactly the easiest thing. Also, one quick piece of advice I would give to using the Culverin. When you detonate a Culverin, it detonates in a burst of energy that deals a lot of damage in a range around it. You can use that to your advantage to help you kill the Bone Widows or the Voidrigs. It is quite a useful piece of advice I would give. Make sure you use it to your advantage. So, let's keep going. So there you go, guys. The third round, we did unfortunately lose the last conduit, meaning we have to go into a fourth round to get the 8th and final conduit. I will warn you now, this mission is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. So good luck when you guys come to do it yourself. So for the final conduit, 2 Bone Widows coming from the same place. That makes it nice and easy, guys. I think, from what I've gathered in this mission, all the Bone Widows seem to come from the same place, whilst all of the Voidrigs seem to come from the same place. So it depends on which room the conduit is in, it would seem. But now we've completed our 8th conduit, and we can extract and claim our rewards. So there we go, guys, 31 minutes just for the last mission, which was the disruption. As you can see, we got quite a few rewards. 3 Intrati Lanthorns, 2 Amber Archon Shards, some Vessel Capillaries, some Necrocoils, some Arcanes. It was a pretty tough mission. But without further ado, that was it for that. Let's go back up to Necroloid. I'm gonna give that guy a GG in the chat. I mean, it was tough. I wonder if that guy knows he's going to be on YouTube. He probably doesn't. But that is it for that. And what you can do, guys, is now we could activate Elite Archimedea. What Elite Archimedea is, and I'm not going to do it in this video, is it gives an extra risk variable on every one of those missions, which basically then means that, for example, the Exterminate, not only do you have to be within 15 meters, and there are more Necromechs, you also have slow-moving Immortal Deviri Liminus that drain health and energy from allies who get close. It basically makes each mission harder. It also increases the enemy level to 375 to 400, but the extra rewards are very much worth it. You get some extra Voss 4, which obviously is for your arcanes, so you can use Voss 4 to go and buy whatever arcanes you want. You also get another legendary reward pool at 31 research points, which gives you, again, a higher chance of a Talforged Archon Shard. But then finally, you get the legendary loot pool at 34 research points, which is a melee arcane or Talforged Archon Shard at high chances for both. So all in all, it might be worth it for the rewards, but it is going to be incredibly hard if you try to do that, because not only have you got all of the stuff prior, you also now have enemy levels now 375 to 400 is incredibly difficult. This is by far the hardest mission ever in Warframe, and the Elite version just makes that even harder. So guys, with all that in mind, I hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative, enjoyable and fun to watch as always, and I will see you all in the next one. Good luck in your Deep and Elite Archimedea.